Hey listeners, welcome to English Made Simple.
We are so glad you're joining us today.
Yeah, we really are. And today we are going to talk about something that I think almost every English learner struggles with at some point.
Oh, definitely. It's a huge hurdle.
Right. Like you can study grammar for years and, you can order food in a restaurant perfectly, but then you try to talk about relationships or emotions or dating.
And your brain just completely freezes.
Exactly. It just goes blank.
Yeah.
Because trying to make a personal connection, trying to show someone who you really are in a second language, that is genuinely terrifying.
It really is. And the thing is, textbooks just don't teach this stuff.
No, they don't.
I mean, they teach you how to ask for directions to the train station, right? But they don't teach you the natural, everyday phrases that native speakers actually use to build friendships or ask someone out.
Which is why this deep dive is so important. Today, we're going to give you a very practical, step-by-step guide to the English phrases you need for relationships and everyday social connections.
Yes. We are going to make it really easy, really natural, and hopefully take some of that fear away.
So listeners, here is what I want you to do right now. Grab a notebook. Seriously, keep a notebook nearby.
Write these phrases down.
Yeah, write them down. And actively repeat them out loud with us as we go. We're going to go nice and slow.
Practicing out loud is so important. It builds up that muscle memory so you don't panic when you're actually talking to someone.
Exactly. So let's just, jump right into it. Let's start with breaking the ice. Before you can have a relationship, you have to ask someone out.
Right, the initial approach, which is arguably the scariest part.
Oh, it's terrifying. Especially now. I mean, meeting online is kind of like, it's like looking at a restaurant menu. You're just scrolling.
That is a great way to put it.
Right. But meeting in person, that's like actually tasting the food.
Yeah.
You have to be right there in the moment to see if there's real chemistry.
And because it feels so high stakes, people think they need to do something huge.
Well, yeah. I mean, doesn't asking someone out require a big romantic gesture? Like buying an expensive dinner or bringing flowers?
Honestly, no. No,
Yeah.
please don't do that.
Wait, really? No flowers?
No, because in natural English communication, keeping it simple and casual is actually so much better. It takes all the pressure off.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, if you invite someone to a really fancy dinner for the first meeting, they might feel trapped or, just really stressed out.
That makes sense. It's too much too soon.
Exactly. The way you ask is far more important than the activity itself. If you are relaxed, the other person relaxes.
Okay, so what should our listeners say instead? Let's give them some phrases to write down.
Let's do it. A really great casual phrase is, would you like to grab a coffee later?
Oh, I like that. Let's repeat that slowly for everyone at home. Try saying it with us. Would you like to grab a coffee later?
Would you like to grab a coffee later?
Using the word grab is so casual, right?
It is. It just means a quick coffee. It's not a big time commitment.
Right. What's another good one?
Well, another very relaxed option is, do you want to walk in the park this weekend?
Let's practice that one too. Do you want to walk in the park this weekend?
Do you want to walk in the park this weekend?
I love walking dates. It's so much less intimidating than just staring at each other across a table.
Oh, absolutely. You're looking at the trees or the dogs in the park. It just flows better. And if you want to involve food, you could say, would you like to try that new pizza place?
Okay, writing that down. Would you like to try that new pizza place?
Would you like to try that new pizza place?
Nice. It's just very friendly. But, let's say you're talking to someone after a university class or maybe after work. How do you transition from just being friendly to showing that you actually like them?
That's a great question. You don't need a clever pickup line. Honesty is your best friend here.
Okay, so let's do a little role play. Let's say we just finished a really boring meeting at work.
Okay, perfect. I'll start. Wow, that meeting felt like it lasted forever. I'm so tired.
Yeah, me too. But, I always enjoy talking with you. I'd like to spend more time with you. Would you like to grab a coffee later?
Oh, I'd love to.
See, that was so smooth.
It really was. And the key phrase there was, I'd like to spend more time with you.
Let's repeat that for the listeners. I'd like to spend more time with you.
I'd like to spend more time with you.
It's so honest and simple. Okay, so let's imagine they said yes to the coffee.
Awesome. Step 1 is done.
Right. But now you're on the date, you're sitting at a cafe, and your heart is beating so fast. What do you actually talk about to keep the conversation flowing naturally?
Well, the biggest mistake people make here, and this is so common, is that they treat the first date like a job interview.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've definitely done that.
Right. Because when we learn English, we learn these very strict questions. Where do you work? How many siblings do you have?
Right. It feels safe because you know the grammar.
Exactly. But a first date is not a job interview. You really want to avoid heavy questions about money or politics or past relationships.
And you probably shouldn't just deliver a long monologue about your own job either.
Definitely not. You want to find positive, safe topics, things like hobbies, movies, travel, food.
Mm. Okay, so let's give the listeners some good natural questions to ask.
A perfect one is, what do you like to do in your free time?
Let's practice that. What do you like to do in your free time?
What do you like to do in your free time?
And another one, what kind of music makes you happy?
What kind of music makes you happy?
I love that. It's so positive. But let me ask you this. What if the learner feels just too nervous to ask a long question? Like their brain is just frozen.
That happens all the time. If you feel too nervous to speak a lot, you can just use simple responses to show you are listening.
Okay, how does that work?
Let's do another quick role play. I'll pretend I'm talking about a book I love, and you just practice being a good listener.
Got it. I am ready.
So I just finished reading this amazing science fiction book. It's all about time travel and space exploration, and I couldn't put it down.
Oh, that's interesting. What do you recommend?
See? That was perfect.
That felt really easy. I didn't have to invent a whole long sentence.
Exactly. You just used two simple phrases.
Huh?
That's interesting. And what do you recommend?
Let's have the listeners repeat those. That's interesting.
That's interesting.
What do you recommend?
What do you recommend?
By doing that, I'm keeping the conversation alive, but you are doing all the hard work of talking.
Right. It takes the pressure completely off of you while still showing that you care.
I love that. Before we move on to behavior on a date, because that is a huge topic, we want to remind you that if you're enjoying this, subscribe to our channel for more English listening practice.
Yes, please do.
Okay, so we've got the conversation flowing, but while you're talking, you also really need to pay attention to behavior, your behavior and theirs.
Right. We need to talk about red flags and green flags.
Yes. So for those who don't know, a red flag is a warning sign. It's something the other person does that shows they might not be a good partner.
And what would you say is a major red flag on a date?
Oh, checking your phone all the time.
Oh, I hate that.
It's the worst. If someone is constantly looking at their screen while you're trying to speak English and make an effort, it just shows they don't care.
It's incredibly rude.
And another big one is being rude to the waiter or waitress. If they are nice to you but mean to the server, run away.
Absolutely. How you treat others shows your true character. But let's look at the positive side. The green flags. The good things.
Yes, let's talk about those.
A huge green flag is giving sincere, natural compliments. It's a great way to build trust and show you are paying attention.
But giving compliments in a second language can be tricky, right? Like you don't want to sound like a weird poetry book.
Right, you don't want to say, your eyes are like the deep ocean. That's just a bit too much.
A bit too intense for a coffee date.
Keep it simple and friendly. A phrase like, I like your smile, is always a winner.
Ooh, let's practice that. I like your smile.
I like your smile.
And what if they just told you a story?
Then you can say, that's an interesting story.
Let's repeat it. That's
Yeah.
an interesting story.
That's an interesting story.
Listeners, I want you to pause for a second and just try saying those out loud with a nice, friendly tone. I like your smile. Feels good to say, right?
It does. It just creates a really warm connection.
Okay, so moving on. Knowing the right words is really only half the battle. Because if you are dating someone from an English-speaking country, you also have to understand the cultural boundaries.
This is so important to prevent awkward misunderstandings.
Right. For example, let's talk about casual dating. Because in some cultures, if you go on one date, you are a couple. It's very serious.
But in places like the US or Canada or the UK, it's very different. People often go on casual dates just to get to know each other before deciding to be an exclusive couple.
Right. You might go on a few dates with someone, but you aren't officially boyfriend and girlfriend yet.
Exactly. And the natural phrase we use for that phase is, we're just seeing each other.
Ah, let's practice that. We're just seeing each other.
We're just seeing each other.
It just means, we are spending time together, but it's not super serious yet.
Right. Now, another huge cultural difference, and this causes a lot of stress, is the bill, paying for the date.
Oh, yes. The bill. So I have to ask, isn't it really unromantic to ask someone to pay for half of the date? Like, In many cultures, the person who asks for the date has to pay for everything.
I completely understand why it feels that way, but in English-speaking dating culture, splitting the bill, meaning you both pay half, is incredibly normal.
Wait, really? It's not seen as being cheap.
Not at all. It actually shows mutual respect. It shows that you view each other as equals, and nobody owes anybody anything.
That is such a relief to hear. It takes so much financial pressure off of dating.
It really does. So when the waiter comes to the table, they might ask you, together or separate?
Let's repeat that for our listeners so they recognize it when they hear it. Together or separate?
Together or separate?
And if you want to pay for your half, what do you say?
You can just politely ask your date, do you want to split the bill?
Let's practice that. Do you want to split the bill?
Do you want to split the bill?
That is so useful. Now, what about physical boundaries? Personal space?
This is another area where things can get a bit awkward. In many cultures, a hug or even a kiss on the cheek is just a normal way to say hello.
Right, but not so much in the US or the UK.
Exactly. Personal space is a bit wider. So on a first meeting, going in for a hug or a kiss can make the other person a little uncomfortable.
So what should you do instead?
A friendly handshake or just a warm smile is often preferred.
A smile goes a long way.
It really does. And maintaining confident but gentle eye contact is key. You don't want to stare at them without blinking, but looking them in the eye shows that you are listening and interested.
Right, gentle eye contact. Okay, so the date is finishing up, the bill is paid. How do you say goodbye properly?
Well, English culture really values politeness at the end of a date. Even if you didn't have fun, you still want to be polite.
Yeah, always be kind. What is a safe phrase to use?
A great safe finish is just saying, it was nice meeting you.
Oh, that's a classic. Let's repeat it. It was nice meeting you.
It was nice meeting you.
It's polite, but it doesn't promise a second date if you don't want one.
Exactly. But what if you do want a second date? What if you had an amazing time?
Oh, then you need to be clear. You could say, I had a great time today. Let's do this again.
Yes. Let's practice that one. I had a great time today. Let's do this again.
I had a great time today. Let's do this again.
It shows confidence, and it makes your feelings very clear.
So you've said goodbye, and you go home. Now comes the part everyone hates. Modern texting culture.
Oh, boy.
Right. People always talk about this, the 3-day rule, that you have to wait 3 days to call or text someone so you don't look desperate. Is that real?
No, please forget the 3-day rule. It is completely fake and outdated.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, modern dating really encourages honesty. Playing games with texting just makes everyone anxious. If you had a good time, sending a short message that same night or the next morning shows really good manners.
What kind of message should they send?
Keep it simple. Something like, thank you for today. I had a nice time.
Let's repeat that. Thank you for today. I had a nice time.
Thank you for today. I had a nice time.
That is so sweet and easy.
It is. And, I want to give our listeners a little confidence boost right here. Dating in a second language is hard. It takes a lot of bravery.
It takes so much courage. Just trying is a huge victory.
Exactly. And the thing to remember is that every single date teaches you something.
Even the bad ones.
Especially the bad ones. Even if there is no chemistry at all, you are practicing your English in a real conversation. You are learning what kind of people you like. It makes you stronger and more ready for a healthy relationship when the right person actually comes along.
That is such a beautiful way to look at it. Every date is just good practice.
Right. You're building your skills.
Well, listeners, I really want to congratulate you on practicing these natural phrases today. Learning English isn't just about passing tests or reading grammar textbooks. It's about real emotions and making real connections with people.
It really is. So please, keep your notebook handy and keep practicing these phrases out loud.
Before we go, talking about keeping things simple and low pressure,
Yeah.
I actually have a fun little personal story about this.
Oh, I love a good story. Let's hear it.
So, years ago, I was sitting in a cafe. I was just reading a book. And to be honest, I was feeling really tired of the whole dating scene. I didn't want to try anymore.
We have all been there.
Right. And then someone walked over to my table. And they didn't use a cheesy pickup line or offer to buy me an expensive meal or do anything crazy.
So what did they do?
They just looked at the cover of my book, smiled, and asked, "That looks interesting. What's it about?"
Wow. That is so simple.
It was. It was just a tiny, honest question, but it completely broke the ice. We ended up having this amazing, natural 2-hour conversation right there in the cafe.
That is incredible. And it just proves our point.
It really does. You do not need perfect English or an expensive plan to make a beautiful connection. You just need a little bit of honesty and a willingness to try.
Absolutely. That story brings up a really fascinating thought to leave our listeners with.
Oh, what's that?
When you are speaking English and navigating all these new phrases, are you just trying to translate your original self? Or are you actually using this new language to become a braver, more confident version of who you are?
Oh, wow. That is a great question to think about.
It's something to explore on your own.
Well, listeners, I hope you explore that. If you enjoyed listening to us, please subscribe and make sure to share your love story in the comments. We will be honored to hear those.